Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're a married couple in love that loves the Marvel Cinematic Universe so much that we ranked our 100 favorite MCU characters.
So we've already done our bottom 50. If you haven't seen those, check out the YouTube cards. This film will be the first of our top 50, which means that we will be doing numbers 41 to 50 of our top 100 favorite characters. Kicking us off, number 50 is Odin. He is a Norse god. He's the father of Thor. He's the adoptive father of Loki. Really, it was the impact that he had on his sons. Mm-hmm. It was the impact that he had on Frigga and that we see throughout all of the people of Asgard. It was also, I think, really important coming into Thor Ragnarok that we see how he also has flaws.
Violent appetites grew beyond my control. Couldn't stop it, so I imprisoned her.
Seeing him where he's failed, seeing how history has been kind of rewritten in Asgard to forget those moments, but how he is flawed is, I think, really key to us understanding him more, liking him a bit better, and relating to him.
Number 49, we're sticking in Asgard, Heimdall. So Heimdall, his relationship with Thor, he's Thor's basically best friend, and his death left an impact on us to see what it did to Thor. He really helps out more in Thor Ragnarok as well, getting all the Asgardians kind of away from Hela and protecting them.
He's like the world's best patriot. He's not the leader, he's not the ruler, he's not gaining in a huge sense from this. He's the gatekeeper who, from the moment we see him in that position until his final death, is always acting in the best interest of Asgard and to protect Asgard. Next up is number 48, Happy.
Thank you.
It's not a compliment.
It is a compliment.
We talked in our bottom 50 about Jarvis and that being one of Iron Man's best friends. Well, that's artificial intelligence. So his true human best friend, if he were to have one, would be Happy. Happy is our comic relief. He is a very big-hearted, lovable guy who would, I believe, go to the ends of the earth for Tony Stark or the Stark family.
We're good. You're right on me. I made it.
Number 47 is CIA agent Everett Ross. He shines in Black Panther, and that's the role that we really like him. Once again, he's our kind of, he's us in that world of Wakanda.
How long ago was Korea?
Yesterday.
I don't think so. Bullet wounds don't just magically heal overnight.
They do here, but not by magic, by technology.
Which is so much more technologically advanced than anything that we, currently have right now. He is brave.
Ross, you have to get out of there now.
How long have I got?
Glass integrity is at 50%.
Put me back in.
He's jumping into this warship that he doesn't know at all. It's like a video game that he's basically taking it down. It doesn't have to be his fight, but he's making it his fight.
Next up is number 46, Drax.
Yes! I have single-handedly vanquished the beast!
Anyone who's watched our videos probably knows that Ken loves Drax a little bit more than I do. I enjoy Drax. Drax is funny.
What are they called again?
Annulax batteries.
Harvey Larry batteries.
I love Drax because he's extremely loyal. There's a lot more to him, when he talks about his family.
Those pools, they remind me of a time when I took my daughter through the forgotten lakes of my homeworld. She was like you.
Disgusting.
Innocent.
And the loss of his family, those kind of moments I really enjoy. And also in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when he's screaming to find out where Quill is because he doesn't want to leave Quill behind.
Is Quill back?
Rocket! Where's Quill? Rocket! Where's Quill?
It breaks my heart. And, you just see how much Drax cares. And it comes from somebody, again, when you have the humor and you have the heart, you got me, and I like you.
You're right. We're family. We leave no one behind. Except maybe you.
Number 45, speaking of humor, is Talos from Captain Marvel.
Was that so difficult to figure out? I mean, you're my science guy, right?
He was a very funny character in Captain Marvel. And another guy that is all about his family, and you think that he's a bad guy at first, and then they kind of do the switcheroo on you, and you realize that he's just trying to survive, and he's just someone that cares about his family, is trying to find his family, and is going to do whatever it takes in order to do that, which I could definitely empathize with. And he makes an appearance in Spider-Man Far From Home as well.
Come on, Fred. How was I supposed to know that the whole thing was fake? I mean, that was all very, very convincing. The performances, the illusion, that costume, the craftsmanship in that. I mean, this is just embarrassing for a shapeshifter. Fine.
What I really love about the Switch is that he comes across as a villain in the beginning, but as soon as they give you the motivation for why he's doing what he's doing, suddenly everything that he's done makes perfect sense, is completely forgivable, and he's never taken it too far.
Yeah.
Next up is number 44, War Machine.
And he's got kind of like a buddy cop role with Tony Stark. They're work friends, and so to see their dynamic and how well they play off of each other, especially once Don Cheadle took the role of War Machine, they really kind of their chemistry was great.
I like that, baby. Buddy cop. That was a good way to put it.
Yeah, well, I kind of stole yours because you talked about buddy cop from Nick Fury and Captain Marvel, so I lifted that from you.
He is also damaged in Civil War. He does go down, and that does cause him to become paralyzed. It's a truly gut-wrenching moment to watch. I've seen that movie so many times, and yet I still gasp, I think, every time that it happens. Yeah. So it's the impact of this character not only on us in the audience, which is, of course, why he's going to score where he scores, but also on the team as a whole. Because when he goes down because of all the infighting amongst the team, things change at that moment.
Sorry.
Number 43 is Ultron. Our villains are starting to come up, so these are some of our favorite villains. And Ultron, I want Ultron to be a little bit more menacing, but I still enjoyed Ultron that they gave us, and James Spader did a good job voicing Ultron.
I was gonna jump in when you were done to say, I'll take one for the team for anybody who disagrees with this, because I'm really the primary reason that Ultron scored as high as he did. For me, in the Marvel MCU and in comic book movies in general, we get a lot of the big, aggressive, deep, gargly voiced villains.
I'm glad you asked that, because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
And what I loved about Ultron was there was something so creepy about how James Spader did his voice, and the fact that it wasn't super low, and it wasn't super gruff, and it wasn't super loud, but it was just there.
I got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tied up to any.
There was something about it that just creeped me out very successfully. I also love the humor that James Spader brought to this. I think a villain is more unsettling for me as an audience member if it's not aggressive all the time, but if it incorporates humor and if it finds itself amusing, and all of that can just be so much more unsettling if they've got that kind of self-control. So this brings us to number 42, Mysterio. I will confess that I have not read a bunch of the Spider-Man comic books, so I really had no idea what to expect when watching this new Spider-Man Far From Home. I didn't know anything really about Mysterio. I'd heard that he was supposed to be our villain. So I'm watching this movie, like, what is everyone talking about? He's a good guy. Like, this is crazy. I must have heard it wrong.
See, that wasn't so hard.
I felt personally betrayed, very much so. Just like Spider-Man, I thought that Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job with this role. He's a more unsettling villain for me because he's got that good old boy, aw shucks, likable kind of sweet aspect to him, which is what sells him being the good guy for so long, and sells that he could be the kind of person that's going to join our Marvel team. I want more Mysterio. I want like an origin film.
They're thinking about doing a Mysterio origin solo film.
Yes.
And it's definitely, that's how much we liked Mysterio in this role. And I think it's a great villain. I think he's a fascinating villain. And especially on film, he's a visual villain with all the illusion scene in Spider-Man Far From Home was one of my favorite visual scenes kind of ever. It's like they took, you know, reading a comic book, it's like they took how I imagined it in my head and like put it on the screen. Like that's how great it was. They like sucked it right out of my brain. Now, if Ultron was in our top 50 because of Bethany, number 41 is definitely in our top 50 because of me.
Yeah.
Thanos. I think he should almost even be higher. I love Thanos as a villain. I think that he is a fascinating villain. He's got this delusions of grandeur that, you know, he's a god. And
that he'll be thanked.
Yeah, and he'll be thanked. And just with the snap of his fingers, like a god, he could just, you know, completely change the entire universe.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist, and I call that mercy.
He's a powerful villain. I enjoyed him fighting all the different Avengers, and that scene with him and Doctor Strange is maybe, you know, we just talked about the Mysterio scene. That might be my second favorite scene of all time as far as visually going. It was great. There were times where like I kind of liked Thanos.
You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember you.
I never liked Thanos. I hated Thanos. Thanos does not go any higher on this list because of me. I put my foot down. He ends now. I really love the moment where Thor chopped off Thanos' head. That was my enjoyment of Thanos.
So those were our number 41 through 50 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe of our favorite characters. So go ahead and let us know what you thought about these characters down in the comments below. If you think they should be higher, if you think they should be lower, if you think we got it just right, obviously. Because we want to hear from you, and that's why our reason that we're doing this is we want to, you know, build a community and talk more about the MCU because we love it. So let us know your favorites because our favorites
are definitely not definitive.